Hi everybody, welcome to my closet. I just thought of something. You're only gonna, I guess you don't need to see me in the mirror. Hi, welcome to my closet. So, I decided I was gonna jump on today and do a hair tutorial because I just got my hair done, uber blonde, as you can tell. And Chelsea's usually the one that does all the hair tutorials, and she's got super fine hair. So cute, but it's really fine. So my hair is pretty thick, sort of medium length, so I thought I'd give a little tutorial on how I do my hair straight but big, since I just got it done and it's fresh, and you know, it's just a fun day to do that. So I'm gonna jump in. So I sometimes take the not so professional approach and do things a little lazy. So if I start to do something lazy, just, you know, call me out. I'm human, whatever. So what I've got in my hair already is a thermal protectant, because if you know me, I talk all the time about how important thermal protection is. First of all, you can damage your hair if you have nothing on it. So let's say it's like frying a bacon that has no grease or something. It's basically just going to burn up. So you have to have something on your hair so it doesn't burn up, and it's protected from all the daily heat damage every day. That includes the sun, everything. Hot water, it's a thing. So thermal protectant, my favorite is Chi Silk Infusion. That's definitely my favorite. So that's on my hair. I also use like a detangler. My favorite today is the Aveda detangler. It's also kind of, I don't know, helps with split ends. Like it's a great protectant. It's probably comparable to the Pureology 21 Benefits. That smells delicious, but I'm digging the Aveda a little bit more. Let's see. What I use at the salon is the Pravana. We call it the hair crack. It's the blue spray. It sells out all the time. We can't ever keep it in stock enough. So that's what I've got on my hair today. Right now. That's it. I sprayed a little bit of dry shampoo, which Kenra is my jam right now. The Kenra dry shampoo. Yes, it was shampooed today. Best time to use it is the day that you shampoo your hair. Okay? Remember that. Just, if you don't remember anything else from this video, use dry shampoo the day you shampoo your hair. You will thank me later. Okay? I just have that right up here. This also adds a little texture because my hair's a little too clean for my liking right now. I like it a little bit dirty, just to give it a little bit of grip. So dry shampoo, top layer here. And right now I'm just going to jump in and start straightening the bottom half of my hair. You can see I've got it semi-parted, like right above my ears. The rest is just up. No, this is just what I do, okay? It's not professional all the time. It's just one clip. Most hairdressers are like, oh, clip, clip, clip. Nah, me, I just throw it up, put it up there. Good to go, because I'm a mom. I got 2 kids. In fact, the only reason I can do this is because my husband took them for like 15 minutes. So we're good to go. We're going to jump in. All right. Another important tool is a heat-resistant comb, okay? I don't want to see any of these. See that? Yeah, that's a frizzy fried comb. I don't know if you can see that. But I used it, not thinking, one day, straightening my hair. Well, the heat ate it up, okay? Get a heat-resistant comb. Get one of these. These are pretty fantastic. This is also my back combing comb. I like to use this up through here, this area. I'll show you, though. But I also have another tool. This is called a wig brush. It's really janky right now. Look at that hair. Yuck. I need to clean this bad boy. But anyway, this is called a wig brush. You can get this at Sally's Beauty Supply. State Beauty Supply, any beauty supply store, they're going to have this wig brush, okay? This is going to be your best friend. And then a paddle brush, just because. Everybody needs a paddle brush. All right, so I'm going to start in just like this. All right, so if you have longer hair, you always want to take, this is what I do. I always use flat iron opposite hand. So left hand, right side of the head, okay? And I also follow up with a comb. Super easy like this. Pull it out just like that. No rhyme or reason to it. Okay, I've also got my flat iron cranked up pretty high because, again, I have thick hair, okay? This down here, this area down here, you don't have to focus on too much as far as styling and volume-wise because it's heavy, and really, whose hair is big down here? So you just want to focus mostly, I've got curly hair, I've got naturally curly hair. You can't tell because when I do dry it, it dries fairly straight. But this is how I do it in the back. I don't try to make it any harder than it actually needs to be. I pull the back sort of forward. That way it gives you a little bit of a swing anyway. Gives you a little bit of an angle. No matter how your hair is cut, it's going to a little bit angle this way. If your hair tends to flip out a little bit, give it a little bump at the end. It's going to be fine. Oh, cool. Got a little bleeder here. Got a little color right there. See that? Hairdresser problems. Alright, so the back here, I'm just going to pull it a little bit forward. Up through here, like around my occipital is where I start getting a little bit of that funky wave pattern. So I do make sure to try to straighten that area because in the back you can start sort of seeing that wave pattern underneath the heavier hair. So you want to get this area straightened as much as you can. I can't show you the back because I don't have a mirror, but I don't see the back, so it's fine, right? Okay, so just focus here, just kind of go through and straighten. And if you do want to give your ends a little bump, if you do tend to have a little flippage, like here, my hair isn't at that weird awkward length where it sits on my collarbone, so it flips out, but you know, it's not going to hurt anything. And I don't mean like curl it out, I mean just take a little, you see how my flat iron is? Just like that. You want to do a little bend at the end, okay? And then I always bring this forward just like this. You want to do a little pop out this way, a C curvature of your arm, just like that. It's all in the arm. And just like that, okay? So, first layer, done. Boom, okay? I don't focus a whole lot on that bottom area. Okay. So now I'm going to take my thumbs, okay? This is how I part because I'm super professional about this. Take your thumbs right here, and what you're going to do is create a pretty good part just by bringing your thumbs together at the back. And you can't see it, but you'll have a pretty even area to work with, a good section so you can start flat ironing and it's not going to be all janky back there. Okay, so that's it. I just pin it up like so. And then I'm going to do the same thing. We're not going to start adding any sort of volume until I get towards this area. Okay, comb this out just a little bit because it's pretty ratty. Same thing. I know this is kind of boring, so if you want to fast forward to this part, I don't blame you. Kind of boring. Just like that. And again, I'm not going to focus too much on making it perfect because I do like a little bit of texture in here, even though I try hard to make it look uniform, but I try harder sometimes to make it less uniform, if that makes any sense. You want to never try too hard on your hair. And the comb, let me tell you why the comb is important. Because, well, I'll show you. So, you start the comb out here, like this, to give your flat iron a guide. So your flat iron can follow up with something so your ends are smooth. Alright? If I didn't use my comb, I'll show you. See that? Nice and smooth. This is if I wasn't using a comb. First of all, I can't do it because my OCD won't allow it. But this is what happens. I mean, I guess if you're a perfectionist and you've worked on this long enough, you could make it look good. But I've got this area here that's not straight. Straight enough for my taste. Or for my liking. So I always use a comb. Plus, it is more professional to use it. And your ends are much more smooth. Then you just pull it down just like that. Chelsea did a pretty bomb job on my hair today. Yeah, give her some props. She did great. Alright, again, thumb method. Just start here. And this is where we're going to start getting in to the volume. Okay? Everybody can see my pretty receding hairline? Yeah, it's lovely. So I do my best to cover that up because I don't want to look like I'm bald and I'm 37 years old. Alright, so here's the fun part. We're going to get our little back combing comb. Okay, and do this. And I'm going to go ahead and take some texturizer. I'm going to use the Body Shake today, the Joico Body Shake. Really digging this. It's pretty lightweight. It kind of holds up throughout my 3-day hair extravaganza with no other heat throughout those 3 days that I touch my hair. It's pretty nice. I just use the back comb and I use the flat iron or the curling iron to basically just touch up areas, but I'm not going to touch my hair for a good 3 days after I do all this work to it. So I'm going to take this section up, just section at a time, and I'm going to use this body shake, just like that, right there at the root. You see that? I'm going to use that right there at the root. And then I'm going to back comb just about 1.5 inches down. Can you see? I hope you can see this. Just going to create a little nest. And since my hair is thick, I can take bigger partings, but I can also take thinner partings, and you're not going to be able to see as much. For you finer hair girls, you're going to have to take thinner partings, and what I mean by that is probably a half inch partings, and then you're going to back comb that way. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way around my head. I'm going to do the same thing, same scenario. Kind of comb this up, smooth it out a little bit, and use my Joico body shake. Put it right at the root, back comb about 1.5 inches down, smooth it out, let that dry. And if you don't have a texturizer or a dry shampoo, a really light hairspray will work also. And here's for this side, I always back comb this way, like this, instead of doing this, because that just kind of makes it look ratty. I get a better grip on it this way, so I just kind of go like that. So back to the hairspray. If you don't have a texturizer at home, just use a really light hold hairspray, your favorite, something that's not a finisher. Because finishers tend to be more sticky, and that's more of a permanent hold. You don't want that, especially if you go 2 or 3 days without styling your hair. You want something that's a little bit more flexible, so you can get in there and just like push that hair up and move it around. Okay, so same scenario. I don't want to comb out this back combing up here. I want to go ahead and make that smooth. That's why we combed it out first. We made it smooth. We put in the texturizer, and then back comb. And now what I want to do is kind of bake that in a little bit. Give it a little bump there, but don't create a curl. Just give it a little bump. And then you want to follow through all the way down with your comb, just like that, and make it sleek. Boom. Volume, but it's sleek, okay? You follow that guideline all the way around where you've got your back combing in, your texturizer or your hairspray. You've got this smooth area up here, but it's got some back combing in it, so make sure you don't comb that out. But you want to bake that back combing in just a little bit. Give it a little bit of a bump. Make sure it's not a curl, and then finish it out just like that. It's really not hard. And see, I don't really like this curl that it does. It doesn't really lay as sleek as I'd want, so I kind of just take my flat iron and just straighten it out as much as I want. But that's pretty much the look I like. And honestly, if there's a little texture up here, that's just going to add more volume. So it's just going to work with you. Texture's your friend, peeps. Texture is your friend, especially when it comes to volume. Volume, and you've got straight hair. Okay, so back here is a little tricky, and I'm trying to do this so you can see. So you can see how unprofessional I really am when I do my hair. So pull it over to the side if you need, because my arms just aren't long enough. My hair's not super long. My arms are like T-Rex arms. So anyway, this is how I do the back, just like this. And I always, like I said, bring it kind of forward, so it creates a little bit of that swing effect anyway. Like that. And then the other side, same scenario. Woo. This is going to be fun to watch the video because I don't know what kind of range you guys are seeing. I tried to straighten up the closet a little bit before I started this video, but, well, who knows. You might see some things Chad doesn't want you to see. Oh, hey, look what I'm doing here. I'm flat ironing with the same arm on the same side of the head, and that feels so weird. Don't like it. There we go. That's better. Okay. Same up here. You can hear all kinds of things in this closet, huh? You can hear somebody out there on the razor. All right. See, it's looking pretty good. All right, now I want to determine where I would like my part. And, well, it looks like it's going towards the center a little bit more, so maybe I'll stick with that. But I don't particularly love direct center because, well, I've got a giant face. So, let's see. We'll do... I typically, if I am going to do the center, I do slightly off because I do have this widow's peak here. So we'll go with this. Alright, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to go in, I'm going to part this way, because what I'm going to do is build volume from here up and over, okay? So now I'm going to take my wig brush and I'm going to do this through here. Oops, I forgot my texturizer. And that's like key for real. You don't want to do anything about that bad boy. Texturizer your hairspray, do the same thing. Back comb just a little bit. This creates a little bit more of a softer cushion versus that hard cushion. For your second and third day hair, you don't have all this hard back combing to dig your fingers in through. So I do love the wig brush for this top layer. Texturizer, back combing for that soft effect. And then this last little section right here, let it dry a little bit. Okay, and if it looks all ratty and stuff, you know you can just go in and fix it. That's the fun part about hair. You can just go in and fix it anytime you want. I'm going to leave this section out, so I'm going to show you something special with that. If you have bangs, even if you don't have bangs, you don't want this area up here flat to your forehead. So I'll show you a little trick in just a second. Alright, but I am going to take my comb, this back combing comb, and do the same thing I did with the rest of my hair. So a little bumpage here, okay? And I'm going to use my arm, use my wrist, just like that, and iron it just like you would your most precious shirt, okay? Very gently, because this hair around your face is super fragile. It's thinner than most of your hair, and if you've got any face framing, you want to make sure that when you get towards these ends, you kind of loosen up on your flat iron. You don't want to keep it super tight. You want to kind of loosen up. I don't think you can see that, but you want to just let the heat kind of guide it along, and you don't want to clamp all the way down, because that's where you're going to get those split ends, and that's what's going to cause the stretching. That's what's going to cause the frizz throughout the day, and that's what you don't want. You want to avoid that. So loosen up on your flat iron, especially if it's cranked up like mine is. Mine's on 410. I have thick hair though that is blonde, it is fried, and it's curly, so I can handle it. Okay, if you've got finer hair, I'd say nothing over 375 or 350, just because you don't want to risk the damage. It doesn't matter what kind of thermal protectant you have on. If you are back combing every day, if you're using if you're using some sort of heat product like a hair dryer every day, or a flat iron, or a curling iron, you will eventually have some heat damage. So make sure to go easy on that flat iron or that curling iron when you're using it. Okay, so we're getting this area. Again, not super professional when I go in and do my hair. I'm like, nope, a little embarrassed by myself. Okay, doing this side. I just gotta brag on my girl Chelsea. She really rocked this color today. If anybody knows my girl crush Harmony Buse, check her out on Instagram, on YouTube. I love that girl. She does the best hair tutorials. She does the best makeup tutorials. And I don't give props to many hairdressers like that, because I'm just not about that. It takes a lot to impress me, and that girl is pretty fly. But we used her color combo today, and Chelsea did a fantastic job on this hair. Really proud of this girl. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, since I'm here towards the front and I do have a little bit of a bang, no, you can't see this, I'm going to crank my flat iron way down to 300, to the lowest heat, because I don't want a crispy critter in my bangs, right? So, from here forward, where I've got this parted-ish, I'm going to go forward with this hair. Okay? No back combing in the bangs, that ain't cute. Okay. From here forward, I'm going forward with everything. That way, if my part does end up in the center, I'm going to have a little bit of a lift here, okay? Or if it falls flat, I'll just show you. I'll show you the trick. It's super cool. Super easy. Everybody needs to try it. Okay. Take your wig brush, your back combing comb, whatever tool you have. What you're going to do is give yourself a little bump, like 1980s. Just a little. Let it go. My dog is wigging out about something, and I don't know what it is. Okay. Just like that. And don't clamp the ends. Just like that. Let it go. And then now you can do whatever you want with it. And you've got this great volume. And it's not flat to your head. You can part it where you want. And then, of course, if you need to, like, fix it, I mean, I don't want to look like Dolly or anything, or those feathered bangs or whatever, then you can straighten it out from there. But it does give you that little bit of a lift. It'll calm down. I know it's pretty crazy and voluminous right now, but it'll definitely calm down throughout the day, especially with these days being a little bit warmer than natural. They will fall, and if they do, just pump it right on back up. So I don't necessarily want these bangs to look like they're curled under, so I'm just smoothing them a little bit, just like that. Also, your flat iron, if you've got any questions about flat irons, my favorite is the Rusk flat iron. It is built with titanium plates, and I feel like titanium holds up a little bit better than ceramic, because I've had some really bad experience with ceramic. I know everyone loves Chi, and that's great. Chi's great. I just prefer Rusk. I love the titanium plates. Okay, and well, this is it, pretty much. We're done. Now I finish with a little wax, and this is, I've been using this Verb wax, and it smells pretty good. It's really light. It's really good for multiple day hair. Really like it. This is the sculpting clay. It's flexible hold. Love flexible hold everything. There's nothing that I use that is super firm, because I do play with my hair a couple days in a row, and I don't want anything too harsh or too stiff. So flexible hold, and what you do is you put it on your palms just like you would apply a lotion. Okay? And you get it in between your fingers, just like that, until you can't see it anymore, until there's nothing on your hands. Then you want to go in and just smooth out any of these areas that look a little janky to you, that typically frizz throughout the day. I mean, it's around your scalp. I mean, it's around your face. So anything that touches oil and then is super dry is going to frizz later. Trust me. So this is just where I go, and I take the wax and I just smooth these ends out like this, typically in the front here, because this is super blonde and it's dry. And then you can also use it to pump up your roots, just like this. And then I always give myself a little bit of a back combing up through here throughout the day, when it falls, because it will. It's typically going to fall. So then since you've got so much back combing back there, you can just take your fingers and lift it up just like that and give yourself a little boost. Call it good. Give yourself a little hairspray, a little flexible hold. This is Rock Your Crown. This is firm. Not the biggest fan of this. This is cheap, by the way. Love some Chi. Love some fruit. This is a little too strong hold for me, but it's what I have today, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to use just a little bit of mist. Again, just kind of walk yourself into that hairspray. Don't ever get it right directly like this. Make sure it's always away, and then if you have to, you can walk right into the mist, because anything else is just going to be too much, and you won't be able to style your hair the next day. Push it up a little bit, walk into it, position it how you like so. You still got some of that the sculpting clay on your fingers, so feel free to run your fingers through it, shape it out, just like that, and boom, done. Volume, thick hair girls. My professional, not so professional hair tutorial. Thanks for sticking with me. Have a good day.